Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another great episode of Kyndra's Corner. Man, you know what? Let me say this. I love that theme music. I mean, just back here pop locking, dropping and everything, man. Anyway, I need y'all to please, before I bring my guest to the stage, please make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. Please share this comedic episode and make sure you support everybody that comes on here, man, because comedy is not for the weak. Person I'm bringing to the stage might be the only one. It's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Look, I ain't paying these people to show up. Let me tell you something. In the wintertime, he always turns on the seat warmers to make sure his woman's vagina does not smell. Ryan Renz is in the building. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you got to keep the seat. I call them the bun warmers, It's like, I can't be having sex with cold buns. You know what I mean?
All right. Hey, listen. Hey,
it's always tough. You throw me curveballs every time. I wasn't ready for that one.
Do what you got to do, man. Do
the
what
bun
you got.
warmer, I call it.
Question. I got a question. Out of any of the women that you done had your relations with, have you ever had a woman like fake body parts that you did hit and you like, oh my gosh, I'm never doing this again? Have you ever come close?
It was one of those things where I've never seen it that bad, but I'll never forget the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where Will's locked in the basement with that chick, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, my nails are fake, my hair's fake," and she's like, "Everything's fake, eyelashes fake," and he's like, "Oh my god, you're taking like your whole body apart." And I'll never forget that as a kid. I was like 13. I was like, "Girls are really doing this?" I was like, "What's going on here?" I was like, "I can't believe what I'm seeing right now."
But you know what's so crazy, right? Like we as women, we learn that as men, you guys don't like the artificial, stuff. You want something that's real, right? But then I keep coming across men who will date women who look like a Barbie doll. And I'm like, what do you want? Do you want a natural looking woman, or do you want a woman who has to like take 2 hours just to get ready?
It's kind of out of control. I mean, personally, I'm like, if I'm personality on it first, and then it's just like, I say that just for the viewers, I'm sure I'm like, there's a little bit of looks and everything, it's like, yeah, obviously it's like, if they don't look great, you're not going to be like, so into whatever you're doing with them or anything like that. But, at the same time, you're just like, if they take care of themselves, I mean, it's just like you take your self-maintenance, it's just like, I expect the same in return. It's like, I make sure I'm clean all the time. I'm more concerned about cleanliness, I guess. But like, I don't know. I was talking to this one chick. She would brush her teeth and then eat immediately after, which I was like, what are you doing right now? Like, it's like counterproductive if anything, it's just like, I don't know. And then making out with a girl after she's eating is like a big no-no for me. I've seen that happen. It's been tried on me like at least once or twice where it's like, I like order a pizza and like me and this girl are eating pizza, and then she's just like, yeah, like a couple bites in, puts the plate down. She's like going for a kiss. And I'm like, yo, what are we doing right now? These are two things that shouldn't be combined. It's like, I don't want to like taste pizza through your mouth. Like, what are we doing? It's crazy. It's like a bird chewing on food and then spitting it into your mouth. You're like, you had tomato sauce gum in your mouth or something. It's not good.
Listen, there's this one guy who I used to mess around with back in my heyday, and so I didn't know he smoked.
What are you talking about? You're still in your heyday.
You know what? Screw you. But anyway, so I didn't know that the boy smoked cigarettes, right? And until I had kissed him, and I said, "Ew,
yeah,
it
brutal."
It was like, bro, you like, this is not, I don't do
like third-hand smoke.
Yeah, I just do not do, guys. Like, I cannot do cigarette. I don't want to feel like I'm kissing an ashtray, right? Like, you remember that episode of SpongeBob when SpongeBob tasted Gary's cat food? Yeah. That's how I felt when I kissed this man.
That's so accurate.
I remember there was a guy who's home. This is another guy who I messed around with one time. I don't even remember the guy's name. All right, that's how bad it. Like I'm like, bro, what the heck is your name, right?
We'll call him Squidward for now.
Say that again.
We'll call him Squidward for now.
So Squidward, I showed up to his house. I walked in, and I smelled this like it's like his dog. Probably hasn't been bathed in like, I feel like a month. Okay. It was bad, man. It smelled like dog surgery in there. I didn't leave. You know why I didn't leave, Ryan? Because this was a part of me, and I said, okay, I'm not doing this no more. I'm just going at this point. I'm going to just wait till marriage because at least I ain't got to sit here and be like, hey, can I come over? No, guess what? I live here now. All right, that's how it is. If it feels too good, we go together. And I don't have time for that. All right, I'm a little crazy. I'm gonna be out there popping out your bushes with my binoculars. Okay, what are you doing? Ryan, you said you was gonna call at 6 o'clock. It's 6:01. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, no time for that.
Oh, wait, what part was I on? What part of the story was I on?
You're talking about how his house smelled like dog.
Oh, yeah. So at the time, the reason I stayed was because I drove all the way out there. I didn't want to feel like it was a waste of gas. And, I decided to make up for it by saying, well, he washed my underwear. He tried it.
Right, you got to look at the positive in every situation.
With that being said, I don't know if there's positive in this situation with this interesting news. So this Virginia woman takes to social media. This woman was like a Rasputia, okay? Like, she just basically ate half of McDonald's. That's how big this woman was, okay?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She's almost 50, all right? So I don't know if this
crazy.
is
Reading the story, I'm thinking she was like smaller, younger, skinnier. I don't know why. Like, you're not doing shit like this if you can't move around quick, I feel.
So, yeah, she's almost 50. And so Virginia woman takes to social media and allegedly, quotation marks, I don't know why we got to say allegedly, she did. She admits to shooting a gas station employee. She also says she plans to rob again and burn something down. So she walked into the Maryland gas station with no mask on and was later taken into custody in a whole nother state. Okay, on unrelated charges, right? But she actually went into the store. I saw the video. She went into the store and she just had raised the gun up, all right? And she shot at the man and walked out. She did a quick a moonwalk in there, pow, and moonwalked out. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it was a random shooting, or she was pissed off at the employee?
No, it's just random shooting. She was just bored and decided to walk up in there.
They always say you should shoot your shot. That's not one of those times where you want to shoot your shot. I mean, like, if you're talking to anybody that owns a gun, you shouldn't be telling them to shoot their shot. Be like, I mean, just like the randomness of that too. Just being over 50 and shooting somebody. I mean, like, also the self-snitching is a big problem nowadays. You see it a lot. Like, people just go right to the internet and they're just like, they're snitching on themselves. It's like, what are you doing? Like, stop what you're doing right now. This is not good for you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the random shooting is crazy. Cause like, I used to sit here and say, like, there's a crime app in Philadelphia, and my dad would be like, I'd be like, I'm going to the city tonight. He's like, be careful, there's a stabbing out there tonight. And I was like, okay. There's not Michael Myers running around just stabbing people at random will, It's like, this guy did something to that guy, and that's why they're stabbing each other right now. And now it's like, this counteracts everything I've been saying, It's like, so this is actually happening randomly. It's like, oh no, that's kind of scary, I would hate to be like, you got to be pretty unlucky to get randomly shot by somebody having a bad day, because you're already having a bad day working at a convenience store, It's like, that's not convenient at all to get shot while working. That's like the opposite of convenience, You're like, fuck, now I'm at work and I'm probably not going to pay like too good of health insurance on this because I work at a convenience store. There's nothing convenient about this story for that employee at all. It's a real bad day.
Hey, listen, that is a whole bit. You need to say this all the time.
Yeah, but like, what's the thing? It says, so she plans to rob him and burn something down. She didn't set any fires.
Yeah, not this time. The next time she will. And you had just mentioned Michael Myers. I found out, I think he's over 6 feet, like over 6'3". Oh. He could have been playing basketball, but he wanted to go around terrorize
people. The same thing. Yeah, it was like Michael, all he had to do was just like enroll in basketball or something. Could have put the knife down, picked up a basketball, and would have been like putting numbers in the league.
Yeah. I would have picked him up for my team. You know what? That's true. But here's my thing, man. This is mental illness on a like slight serious note. We can't, people think, oh, you're a comedian, you just walk around telling jokes all day. No, guys, we get serious. We have serious conversations, right? But on a serious note, mental illness is real. This woman, and she's like, was smiling the whole time. Like, bro, like, what is that, right? So she literally it was just like, you know what? I'm bored, right? Like, let me go ahead. What should I do? She probably like had put this like put it in a hat and you pull out like what you're like a little card placed in the hat. And she's like, piece of paper. Let me go shoot somebody. She went to the Shell gas station, right?
Yeah.
So typically the ones who run the Shell. I wonder like the Shell gas station where I'm at is all ran by like Iranians or.
Yes.
Stuff like that. I just wonder, like, was it one of them? Muhammad.
yeah. Because that right there is also kind of like a whole different thing. It's like I feel like a lot of those guys don't have a gun on them. They're just like they rely heavily on bulletproof glass. They usually get bulletproof glass, and they're like, "We got tons of bulletproof glass. We won't need a gun."
Really? You know what? But I guess I always wondered that. I actually there was this girl. Who I used to hang out with. She actually used to work at, and she was black woman who used to work at a gas station. I'm like, oh my gosh, you work at a gas station? I said, wait, somebody tries to rob you. You actually have guns? She's like, no, we just try to lock the doors. I'm like, that's it? So you mean to tell me the movies lied?
Yeah, it's funny. It's all pending on like I guess the employee at that time because like I worked at a Papa John's back in the day. Before he said the N-word. I would never work there after, but so clear on that. Anyway, I was working there and I worked with a guy. It was like a small, scrawny white dude. I mean, he was probably not inch over 5'3". He was short and a short king, and he just like every time he had his gun on him, like just on him delivering pizza. And it's like, granted, delivering in Norristown, it is a little sketch down there, but at the same time, you're like, bro, like, how much money do you have on you at a time? I mean, the most money I ever had on me delivering was $200. But even then, it's a lot of money. I get it. But I mean, there's never a time where I'm like, not like, here, dude, take the $200 for my life in exchange. It's like, but he got in a situation where he had to pull his gun. And he's like, yeah, thank God I had my gun on me. And I was just like, and then he got fired like a week later because they were like, dude, you can't have a gun on you while you're delivering pizza. And he was like, well, what do you want me to do, man? What do you want me to do? And I was like, because like people, I mean, it kind of happened recently where somebody at an abandoned property called a pizza there and they shot and killed the 28-year-old pizza delivery guy as he walked up. And like you said, with the mental health thing, it's just like, that's what's really unfortunate situation for like, I guess any cop that's trying to handle that situation.
Yeah.
They're walking up on a mentally unstable person who's like shooting and you're like, fuck, well, what do I do? It's like, you got split seconds to react there. It's like, hopefully, it sucks.
And the crazy thing is that people can just go plead insanity, and instead of them getting jail time, they'll just go to the like mental hospital where they get fed 3 times a day.
I feel like it's pretty hard to convince them that you're like mentally ill. I feel like I've watched so much true crime, and I see like people sitting in the chair, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go the mentally insane route," and it's just like you can clearly tell. Like, well, you can't clearly tell. I mean, like, all right, maybe this guy is mentally insane, and then like meanwhile, the judge is like, "We know you're lying, man." You're going to jail for life. Sorry. Like, there's no mental insanity here. Like, even like I think Harvey Weinstein was trying to do that. Showed up in like a fucking wheelchair and like he's Stephen Hawking all of a sudden. Like, once he got caught, and I was like, dude, you guys are class X here, man. Like, you get caught and you're just all of a sudden like handicapped. It's insane.
That's good. That's good. Let me ask you. You said that you feel like it's hard for them to be able to like to say, claim mental, insanity or whatever, or mental illness. What do you feel like a person can do or say where you're like, okay, this person was actually mentally ill? Like, what are some, if you were a judge?
I mean, me personally, I judge people all day long, so I am a judge, but that's all I do all day. I'm like, wow, look at this guy, this guy's falling apart. But anyway, I mean, like, sometimes you just see people in society, you're like, that guy's got a problem or something. Like, I mean, just today, I was at Turkey Hill. The lady in front of me, I mean, like, she's taking her dear old time at the front counter there. And I'm waiting in line. Like, if you're in line, you typically have a little bit of awareness that there's a line behind you. Kind of like, I can't set up camp here and just, like, spread my purse out all over the counter here, because it's like, there's people behind me. And I'm sitting there, but I was like, benefit of the doubt. Maybe something's wrong with this girl. I mean, like, I have no idea. So she eventually gets all her stuff together and starts to walk away. And I walk up and I'm like, oh, God, what's that smell? And like the lady at the counter and everybody in line was like, oh, God, what is that smell? And it was like So that lady, like, obviously hasn't showered in a while. So that's like sign one. You're like, all right, the person smells funky and they don't have the awareness to be like, I smell really bad.
Yeah.
That's one sign right there. And then the second sign is talking to yourself. You see a lot of that walking around Philly. People just talking to themselves. And I
wait,
feel like,
hold on. I got a question. What if they're having a conversation with the Lord, though?
Yeah, mentally ill. I mean, like, talking to themselves is crazy. I mean, I talk to myself too, but I don't let anybody see it. You know, I'm mentally aware.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Me, but I mean, like on the streets, it's just like, I mean, I'm talking like yelling at somebody that doesn't exist. I mean, like, I see a lot of that going on in Philly. And then, I mean, it's wild out there. I mean, some of the stuff I see, I'm just like, this is insane. This is insane. But at the same time, you're like, man, wish I could help them. But it's just at the same time, it's just like, you can only do so much.
No, of course. Have you ever, let me go, before I go to the random poll, have you ever had a homeless person try to fight you? Because typically when homeless people walk past me, I mean, when they see them, they see me, I'm like invisible. I'm like, whoo, okay, good.
You know, typically, I if I did have a homeless guy try to fight me, I don't remember it. But I'm typically very, very nice to any homeless guy because I know that they have nothing to lose. You know, what are they going to lose? Their house? No.
Their cardboard?
Yeah, they're not going to lose anything. If anything, their life is only going to get better from fucking with me. They're going to end up in jail, and then they're just going to get meals and showers and fed. You know, so it's like, on their end, I'm like, this guy's so unhinged. Anything can happen at this point. But typically, when I bump into a homeless guy, if he doesn't ask me for money, I give him money. That's how that works. It's the glitch with me, you know? It's like, but if the homeless guy's asking me for money, I'm like, all right, man, come on, get out of my face, you know? That or I'll buy him cigarettes. That's a big thing I'll do. It's like if I'm near a spot, I'm like, all right, what kind of cigarettes you smoke? I'll go and buy him a whole pack and be like, here you go. But homeless people, I think I give more respect than some people that aren't homeless, to be honest with you.
Got it. Now, I understand. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to hit the random poll. What's something that you've seen someone brag about that they definitely should have kept to themselves?
This happens all day on Instagram when I'm doom scrolling. Again, with the self-snitching, it happens so much. It's like Jay-Z used to have a line, shout out to all my friends finding all the loopholes. That line stuck with me as a kid. I was like, wow, yeah, you find a loophole. This is awesome. Like you find like an illegal website to watch sports games on, or you find like, you know, you notice something at a store where they're messing up a discount or something like that. You know, it's something like that. It's like, or I just small stuff. I mean, like there's small loopholes in life that you find. And like, it's like people will patch that loophole by just like talking about it on the internet and telling other people about it. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Stop telling people about this cool, awesome loophole we found here. It's like, you know, if you know it, just know it. You don't have to tell the internet and be like, guys, look at this life hack. You can get free this if you just do this, this, and this. And it's like, dude, the company's going to watch this and just be like, no, we're not going to let this happen anymore.
You know what? You got that right. It's a couple of things that you was just talking. I was just sitting there thinking, and I thought about how this woman had won like the lottery, and she decided to go ahead and say, "Oh, ChatGPT gave me the answers." I said, "Why would you do that? Why would you say that?
Crazy.
Why?
That's crazy."
Right? It was actually your aunt. I knew. You know what? Listen, y'all look just alike, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta tell Ryan this because I got beef with you now." I'm gonna tell you this. There was a girl named Sharnisha. I say names because I don't care. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? Girl named Sharnisha. Sharnisha, I remember, told me that, and it wasn't just me. She told several other people, but she told me she was messing with one of the officers, Foster. It's like, oh, I'm messing with Foster, and I said, oh, okay. Wait, isn't he married? So I was like, whoa, like keep that to your, like, what, that shouldn't have, you're basically a side piece.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me that?
Self-snitching. I mean, it just never ends.
That's nothing to be proud about. Like, you know, but then again, a lot of people where I used to work at, a lot of them, you know, we'd be like, oh girl, I'm messing with this guy and this manager. And I'm like, the manager's married. And plus that's going against, I forgot what that's called. Not protocol, but basically what you can do is end up getting, you know, fraternization. You can't do that. Like if the manager's messing with a regular like employee, you can't do that. Like that's against the rules. Why are you doing that? Right? Keep it to yourself. But that's what I would say. But
it really is. It's stuff that you got to keep to yourself. I mean, like you made me. I don't know why this isn't really that relevant, but at Papa John's, it was kind of funny. I was working with this girl. It's quite sad. She had terminal cancer, and it wasn't great. She was doing delivery still, and it was like, granted, I hope she's alive and well today. I haven't seen her in years, but one day the air conditioning broke in the store, and our manager like refused to provide us like free bottles of water. She was charging us for bottles of water.
What?
It was insane.
What type of crap is this?
It was insane. It was like 100 degrees inside the store, and she's charging us for bottles of water. So I went on OSHA's website and filed a complaint about the store. And then the very next day, we had cases of water there and everything like that. It was kind of funny. And she comes up to me and she's like, yeah, like Jen or whatever her name was with the terminal cancer. She's like, Jen fucking snitched on us with OSHA. And I was like,
what?
Yeah,
Jen, how dare you?
Yeah, in my head, I was like, that's so sick that you're telling me this. I was like, I don't know why you'd tell me this because, like, I'm the one who called OSHA. But whatever. I was like, if Jen's taking the scapegoat here. But that's one of those times where I didn't self-snitch, you know? But, but I mean, back with the self-snitching, I mean, like, there's a guy on TikTok, and he was like, yeah, I work at like Domino's, and I found out the unlimited hack to get free pizza. All you do is have one of your friends order a pizza and then have.
I remember you told that story last time.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, that's my hack, dude. I was like, I told nobody about that because it was a great patch, and it was like, you know, now it's patched probably, and they're like probably getting less crew pies now.
Yeah, you know, I think I learned this lesson a long time ago, like back in high school, and it was like three people could keep a secret if two are dead, and you know my
heavy.
Yeah, and you know my entire thing is that I you know keep it to yourself. I had a guy tell me, you know, he's like, oh, I don't remember his name, but I just remember, and if you walk past him, I wouldn't remember his face either. But I just remember he told me he sells crack, and he actually let me hold his crack. And I felt like I was living my hood dreams. I'm like, Kyndra, what are you doing right now? What the heck are you doing? Get this thing out of here, right? And his nails were long and they were dirty. And, you know, he tried his best to be a gentleman, like saying, do you want me to come pick you up, sir? I just met you 3 days ago. No, thank you. Right. I kind of wish I would have kept him online longer. I was going to set him up. Right. You know, because I had nothing to lose. I'm like, what are you going to do? That's your fault for telling a stranger.
Yeah.
But you know what? God foresaw that was not going to be a good thing. So, hey, he deleted himself off the internet. I don't know where, you know, Cracky Chan is anymore. So whatever.
The irony of him letting you slip through the cracks, huh?
Well, then, listen, this has been a great episode of Kyndra's Corner. Thank you so much to my guest, Ryan, who just showed up. You know, I always appreciate you for coming in clutch. You know, listen, you are pretty much like, you know, Jordan in Game 6 of the Bulls. Like, I got to just call you like you're reliable, right? Now, you might miss a shot, right? But it's not all the time, right? Go ahead. Tell everybody where they can find you. Shout out your Cash App, PayPal.
Guys, right here, Ryan Resell. Give me a follow. Thanks, everybody, for watching my stuff. It's a good time. Kyndra's the shit.
Wait, what about your Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle?
Honestly, send me checks, money orders, so they're untraceable. No, no. I don't know. Yeah, Zelle. Yeah, hit me up on Zelle, honestly. No, I don't want to get out my Zelle. It's too big.
I'll give it out.
People might start calling me in the night.
No, don't listen. Don't. Because we learned the lesson the hard way. We learned a long question. Hold on, before we end out.
Yeah.
When was the first or most memorable time where you knew not to give out your phone number? You can't give out your phone number to everybody.
Oh man, starting like it's probably like the past couple weeks. I used to give it out all the time, like it was like a Halloween candy or something. But now I'm just like, whoa, hold on now. I don't know if I want this guy having my phone number now. Typically, I'm quicker to give out my Instagram. I'm like, just follow me on Instagram. That I actually gave out a fake phone number the other day. I had a homeless guy approach me outside of a Goodwill, and he rolled up on a bike, and I was like getting in my car. He startled me for a second, and he was just like, hey man, you sell things online? And I was like, yeah, I'm Ryan Resell. Yeah, I do. And he's like, well, dude, I got a bunch of stuff in my house I'm trying to get rid of, which I was like, all right, shocked he has a house. This is crazy. He's like, I'm moving. I was like, where? To the streets, you know? I had no idea. But it was just weird because he was, and then as he was leaving, he stuck his hand out to shake my hand, and I was like, oh god, dude. And we touched hands, and I was like, oh no. I was like, this hand is like now like I gotta wash this hand. It was just bad. I don't know where I was going with that.
You were basically saying something about I was asking about your phone, like not giving out your phone number.
Oh,
and then
anyway, so he asked for my phone number, and I was like, I had a brief moment of like, dude, I memorized this pizza shop right down the street from me. I should just fire off that number, man. And I did give him my number. I omitted the last digit to something else, so he's calling somebody.
Well, I got a question. What would have happened if you just would have been like, I'm sorry, dude. I can't. I gotta
go. That's a fear moment for me right there. God forbid I'm like, nah, man. And then he's like, what? He pulls out a knife and just Michael Myers style.
Let me tell you something. I learned, I would say like 18, 19, not to give every guy my number. Like,
I mean, 18, as a girl, yeah, I feel like the age is way lower than a guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say 18. It was definitely 18, 19. I'm like,
did you ever give out a fake number?
No, I never did. I never.
Respect.
Yeah, I never gave.
I feel like that's a low percentage of women that have given out fake numbers.
Now what I do, if a guy, like, here's the thing, online I get a lot of guys asking for my number, and I'm like, yeah, I can just tell this is not gonna go nowhere. You know, and so I'm a pretty good judge of character. And then there's some guys I've given out my number. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I'm blessed to have it.
Yeah. I'm like, you're so freaking cool. And then after like a couple of phone calls, I never hear from them again. I'm like, what the heck happened to you, right? So it's just, again, for me, I just give out, like you said, my Instagram. If I have dudes in my Instagram be like, hey, can I get your number? I just don't respond or whatever. I'm like, nah. Or this is, I had a guy in my spam message. He sent his number. It's so crazy how men just, I'm like, guys, some of you men are just weird. Y'all will give out y'all's phone number and address. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, I'm telling you, I've had guys who just like, hey, this number is only for you. It's for you and only for you. Am I supposed to, like, is this some type of cut? You want what? You want me to get, like, this is not nothing special. This is only for you. Bro, come on now. Like, bro, look at you. You look like you snuck on Earth, which means that you probably have the same copy and paste line to everybody. All right, this has been a great episode of Kyndra's Corner, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Turn that notification bell on. Thank you to my guest, Ryan, for just bringing the funny. Just had me cracking, rolling up 20 minutes ago, man. With that being said, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. We are out.